Yeah, and welcome to Papastache. So this song, it's tearjerker, and if this is what you're going through, what's talked about in this song, I am sorry, and it will get better. I promise. Anyways, to strum and want to get better, you got to strum in this song. Check the link down below. It's all about strumming, how to get better, give you exercises, all that stuff. It's basically strumming 101 that I promise will help you out. So check that out. It's in the description box down below, and you'll see some other links, all that good stuff. So check that out. But as for the song, it's cool because we're going to work on chords that we can play, the same chord in a couple different spots on the neck. We're going to get bar chords. We're going to shift keys, the whole 9 yards. It is, I don't know if you'd call this folk or pop or what you'd call this. It's masterpiece. It's a masterpiece. That's what we'll call it. A masterpiece in angst and awesomeness. It's all I'm blanking out. It's just I can't even, words don't describe. So let's just learn it. All right. So if you're playing this song because this is what you're really going through, I'm sorry. It'll get better. I promise. Maybe keep a box of tissues over here on your bed, right here next to your strumming hand so you can pick it up and blow your nose if you need to. Or if it's just one of those songs you're learning to, maybe get the girl or the dude or whatever, because you're romantic and sensitive and everything a person would want, then awesome. Okay, so we're going to keep a common strum pattern through just about the whole song. Now the strum pattern is going to go like this. Down, down, up, down, up, okay? Again, that's down, down, up, down, up. We're going to do that 2 times on each chord for the most part. So together, that would sound like this. And then you would basically switch chords. Now the chords in the song, we're going to do 2 different ways on some of the chords. We're going to do an E position, meaning every chord's going to basically have an E shape to it. E shape, right? Just moving this first finger around. And we're also going to do that part here. And I'll show you why in a minute. Okay. So for the first part, we're going to go E to an A chord, but without our ring finger on it, so the B and E strings are open. Then we're going to go to a B chord with the B and E strings open as well. So that's going to be A string 2nd fret, and then the 4th fret of the D and G, B and E open. Back to that A, B and E open, back to E, where the B and E is naturally open. Okay, so we got strum pattern. Okay, now if you notice, when I went from the B to the A, I only did half of the strum pattern. So, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, full pattern back on the E. Now on that one, you're going to play the E for 2 full strum patterns to get to the next part of the verse. And then when the words start again, you're playing another time through a full strum pattern on the E. So that's going to be 3 E's in a row. So let's go over that part one more time. So the beginning. Okay, so after that, what we're going to do is we're going to change the shape of our E chord from fingers 1, 2, and 3 to fingers 2, 3, and 4, because now we're going to basically be playing all the chords with a root note on the low E, and they all basically have this E shape to them. So what we'll do, and I'm going to play the root note with my thumb. That's how he plays it too. But you can play it with your first finger. I'll do some of the chords with my first finger, and some of them you kind of have to do with your thumb. If the thumb is a problem for you, then use the thumb to mute out the low E string, and then play the rest of the chord like normal. Okay, so next time through, let's go through this whole little section. It'll take about 25 minutes. I'm just kidding. It's like the verse, second half, and the chorus all together. So we got. Okay, so again, I switched the shape like this. So now it's 2, 3, and 4. From the E, we're going to shift up to keep that shape, and now we're going to go up to the 5th fret with our first finger or our thumb, keeping the B and E strings open. We're back to that whole thing again. And what we're going to do is we'll have the first finger or a thumb on the 5th fret E, and then the 7th fret of the A and D, and then the 6th fret of the G. Now we're going to go to the B again, but this time we're going to give it a whole strum pattern. Now we're going to come to our first minor chord. And what we're going to do is we're going to shift up, and then we're going to play with our thumb. You kind of have to do it with your thumb. If you can't, again, if you can't bar with your thumb, use your thumb to mute out this string and then play from the A string down. But the shape would be thumb 9th fret of the E, and then the A and D you would have with your pinky and your ring finger on the 11th fret of the A and the D, and then your first finger would catch this minor note, which would be on the G string 9th fret. Okay, again, if you can't do that, hit from the A string down if you can't bar with your thumb. Then you go back to the A chord, back to that minor shape down 1 fret, so it's a G sharp minor. Keep this chord shape, shift down a whole step, so that's 4, 6, 4. Then we're going to go 2, 4 on the A and D, G, 2, bottom strings open, before we go back to the E, which gets a full strum pattern as well. And then we're going to go back to the A, and we're going to do kind of one of those half strum patterns, but what we're going to do is now I'm going to use, instead of using fingers 2 and 3 like I did before, or maybe I used 1 and 2, I can't remember. But you want to use fingers 3 and 4 on this A because we're going to slide it up. Okay, so I went. And and slide. So the first downstroke of the B chord strum pattern is going to be on a slide. Okay? And that last part, or actually it's and then into the chord. No, it goes back to the beginning. Had a total brain malfunction right there. It's like, where does he go in the song? Where does he go in the song? And back to the beginning. Okay, so from that point on, let's do the whole thing slowly together, and then we'll get to the next part, which is after you learn that, you'll be done. Okay? So if we played the second time through, let's say, of the verse chorus, whole thing. Here we go. All right, so if you need a tissue break, take one. If you're bawling your eyes out and you got to wipe off your fretboard, don't be sad. It gets better. This next part's almost kind of happy and takes you to like a mystical place before the bam at the end, and you either get the person back or you get the person, the new one that you want, or you just learning the song just because it's a cool song. Either way, float your boat. So let's do the last part. All right, again, let me play it before I say it. Okay, here we go. Okay, so it's pretty much the same type of a sequence for the most part as the other part. We're just kind of changing keys. So what we're going to do is now we're going to play the real chords. No open strings at the bottom. All bar chords. First one's going to be an F sharp major. Then we're going to go straight down from there to a B major. Now we're going to go up and do a minor shape on this 4th and 6th frets. Low E string down. And then we're going to do kind of one of those half strum patterns. And then go straight down to that same shape that we had for the B major, but this is a C sharp major. Up from there, we're going to go to the 6th fret, 8th fret, and 7th fret and do a minor shape from the A string down. Then we're going to go to the 7th, 9th, and 8th frets to do a B major chord, E string down. Go down a half step or 1 fret, take off this finger, 6 and 8. Then we're going to go down to 4 and 6, minor shape still. And then down to F sharp major. So put your middle finger back on the G string. Okay, and then from that point, we're going to do one of those kind of half strum from B to C sharp. And then you're going to hang on this dramatic long pause on this B because this is where you leave the person hanging. Like, they're hanging on every word. They know the ending is near. They just don't know when. And the longer you can hold on, the better. Because unlike rock and roll, where you have fire and explosions to be dramatic, when you're playing just acoustic solo stuff, it's just you and your raw power to translate emotion through this thing. So just strum for like 35 minutes on one chord, and the person will just be like either asleep or like, I'm yours forever. Okay, here we go. See, I would have ran out of time on my camera if I kept going. But you could keep going. That's basically the whole song in a nutshell. So let's play that last part one more time all the way through, and then we'll be done. Here we go. Yes! Way to go. Don't forget the link down below. The ticket to Strum Nirvana, I promise. And then as for the song, maybe you're crying your eyes out and you're like, okay, I'm totally, if you're a dude, you're like, okay, I've gone to that place. I'm in touch with my feminine side, and now I need a power shot of masculinity. Bam! Over there, Papastache 102, distortion, soloing. Or maybe you're a girl and you want that. Girls need it too. They get some like, I'm gonna rock on guitar. And I love to see that, by the way. All you girls out there, own it, rock it, because you're amazing. Over there, hard rock, classic rock, soloing, session masters, the whole 9 yards. Check it out down below in the description box where you're going to click on the link. Also is papastache.com. Check that out. Facebook, all the other things down there. Click it and share it, and it'll show that you care. Sharing is caring, as our second grade teachers would always tell us. Be awesome. Loving the support. There's like 90,000 of you, or some odd thousand of you here, and a lot of thousands of you over there as well. Let's mingle together, share videos, giant group jam session. Would be awesome. And thank you for all the support in the comments. I check all the comments. There's tons and tons of them, and I promise when I respond, when I can, I will, and leave them regardless, because I love hearing from you all out there. And if I don't get a chance to respond, it does not mean I A, didn't read it, or B, don't care, because I do. You guys are awesome. I'll catch you next time.